Brinks is lucky that she had a group event. Otherwise, we would not have spoken about this flop ass event that made no sense. Girl. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl. We are down here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I actually just watched it. I did not watch it last night. I just watched it. This is the episode that Phaedra is supposed to come back, although she did not come back until the very end of the episode. Like I said on Twitter, I was 29 minutes in, and the mortician did not show up with her embalmed face. We didn't get to see that until towards the end. I love that they showed Phaedra's progressive change in her complexion. Girl's up there looking like a yellow submarine. Girl, that makeup, I don't know who's doing her makeup. I know they have to use HD, but the color is not it, girl. That's what I said. You want to talk about a ugly monster? That's Phaedra. She's ugly. Yes, she is. That's why she has to wear a costume. So y'all don't remember how the fuck she looked like. And that's why they did a rewind on her. When I tell you I cannot stand that lady, I don't like it. I don't care how many letters she has around her name. I don't care how many gemstones she has on her nails. I don't care how many commas she has in her bank account. I don't care if she twists her mouth like a goddamn roller coaster. I don't care. I do not like that lady's personality and people with personalities like her, right? Oh, you don't know who she is. No, I don't know her, but that personality type, I don't like it. I don't like bitches like her. Period. Period. So the episode starts off with Shamika and Kelly. Kelly, girl, we're just gonna talk because I just watched the episode. I'm just gonna use my notes from my tweets. That's the only reason why I tweeted about it, is so I can have my notes there. I might as well use them there and then come back here and talk to y'all about it. So we're just gonna talk. So at the beginning of the episode, Shamika and Kelly are talking about Grenada. They are going to go on a cast trip to Grenada. I don't know much about what else that they talk about, because I feel like at this point, when we talk about the details of these women's conversations, we are literally just repeating ourselves over and over and over and over again. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Okay. Shout out to Sister Caldwell. I'm tired. Okay.
I am tired. I'm tired. I'm tired.
So they talk about going on the trip, and they actually end up inviting Phaedra on the trip as well. Grenada. So that's where they're going. So that's what they start off. I really don't remember the details of the conversation. I didn't make any other notes about the conversation. Let's see. Let me go down my thread. Okay, so the next scene is Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Welcome to Fantasyland section of Disneyland, okay? Where we get to watch Porsha and her enablers run around a house as if she's going to actually buy it. Once Diane gets that nigga that she moved into Porsha's house when Porsha moved out and gave up everything in her jobs to get in a relationship with a person who's been scamming since she was born. Yeah, once she gets him out of that house, then you can move back in Porsha and Pilar, right? Mm-hmm. Girl, they literally walked around a house and act like Porsha was going to buy this house, as if Porsha is in the market to buy a home. You barely holding on to this job. I don't know what else. I don't know them burlap sheets and them bundles, burlaps and bundles is down there really selling enough for you to afford a $7 million home. So you might have to get in the budget to be a million or under, especially if you're over there taking care of Diane, because she ain't doing nothing. Diane is literally got her feet kicked up on some burlap sheets with a pepperoni pizza and some barbecue wings, girl. So when she moves that nigga out, you got a spot, Porsha, right back at home where you should have been, girl. And like I said online, it's really indicative of the way that Lauren and Diane enable Porsha. Like they're literally sitting there, like, oh yeah, we've talked. Me and Shamia, we've talked, and we've gone ahead and deaded that issue. We are not going to let anybody get into our relationship. It's like a marriage. You're not allowed. You don't allow other people to talk about your relationship. So we did it. That's what her mother's just sitting there. Ooh, did y'all hear? I did not know this about Porsha, that she owned a daycare and that allegedly a little boy died in the care of Diane, and they had to like dissolve the business in order to pay out to these people that sued them after their child died in the care of Diane. Girl, when I tell you, that's why I said, girl, fingers crossed for PJ, fingers crossed for Pilar, girl. Keep y'all fingers crossed for that baby down there with those women, girl. They talk about the girls ain't safe in a house of men. When bitches like these, they ain't safe neither. Fingers crossed for PJ. Free Pilar, girl. Freer. Baby, the way they showed that clip of Porsha with her old face talking about, I just want to make meals for Cordell. Girl, shut up. Porsha, pretzel, puddle, her ass is over there, shallow as hell, bending herself into a pretzel for anybody. A scammer, a old school bitch, not one of these new kids, a new generation of the scammers, the 2.0 scammers. You with an old school scammer from 1981, an old school Nigerian scammer, my nigga. Like that's that you thought you was getting the best of a real man with some high character. No, you got the best of the low. That's what you really got. The best of the low. And now you acting confused like you didn't know what was going on. Porsha, bye. Save it. Save it. I fast forwarded through Shamika at the radio station, and I fast forwarded through Brit's scene. But that scene seemed like it was like seconds. I don't even think that scene went on for a minute because I fast forwarded and it was like I only had to hit it twice. So what is that, like 20 seconds? It moves forward and then her scene was over. This is who y'all kept on the job. You got rid of your top performer and you kept the new employee who doesn't really fit in. I don't know why y'all kept Britney. I don't know why y'all kept that girl. I have no idea why. I don't get it. Like to me, production, editing, whoever does not like Kenya, you would have remained conspicuous if you let Britney go. Right? It wouldn't be so obvious that y'all were just looking for any reason to get rid of Kenya when you have invited back a woman who told a lie that somebody was going to drug and rape another employee, like a premeditated thing. Y'all brought her back and got rid of somebody showing a girl sucking dick. I just, girl, stop. What? That doesn't even make sense. Had you got rid of her for threatening and being the aggressor in the whole situation, it wouldn't have looked so like y'all don't want Kenya here, and y'all was just looking for any reason. You know, it's literally like the top performer at a job who the higher ups do not like, but she's a top performer. The higher ups don't really like her, so they looking for any reason to get rid of her. They don't give a damn if it fucks up their whole fiscal year. They will get rid of the top performer who's actually going to bring in the views, read ad revenue, read advertisers, right? That would have brought in the money. The way that the season is looking and in terms of the viewership, so many people, while people are saying get over it, get over it, get over it, so many people have opted out of watching this season. And truthfully, they're not really missing anything. Because if you go back and watch the seasons, the episodes, the scenes are very short. They're like almost showing vignettes for the entire episode. There's no real dynamic of anybody with a true storyline, with the exception of Drew. We are literally watching Drew's entire story. Whoever her producer is, I don't know if they made sure, like, make sure you show this about Drew, because we have a literal beginning, middle, development arc end for Drew, and the album comes out, right? Even though people are calling her a liar, even though Porsha is using her for her storyline to avoid talking about marrying a scammer, okay? She doesn't want to talk about that. Drew is the only one sharing her business, right? We say that Drew is playing Drew Zadora, right? A grown version of the woman that she was playing on the game. This is her adult version, right? This is her life now. Drew is still playing that same character, right? But Drew is showing her life to us. She is exposing that she was love bombed and married a narcissist, and the effects. Tamra Judge was another one who showed us the effects of being married and getting a divorce from a narcissist. When Drew started going through all this mess with Bullethead Ralph, I said, you need to talk to Tamra Judge because she knows what it's like to be married and get a divorce from a narcissist and to go through it while on television, while showing. Ask her, ask Tamra, ask her. She could tell you how it went, and that's what you're dealing with Ralph. Like the fact that he wants to be beneath you in the same home is just evidence of his terrorism to me. That is so he can terrorize her. But it's whatever. But she is the only one with a true, like, ongoing storyline. Everything else are like short little clips of their lives. Like they showed Kelly a short little clip of her getting some a facial with her daughter and her dog. They showed a little clip of Shamia at a radio station, and then another little clip of Brinks talking to her husband, talking to him, and it was very quick. All the scenes are going very, very quick. And the only developing storyline seems to be that like Drew is the central of that. Shamia and Porsha, they have their kind of storyline, but they're so fake that they didn't even carry it on. It just happened. What it just ended the other day in the last episode. So that like that we're done with that. Oh, we did it that right. So that's where they are with it. So then we get to Angela. Angela and Charles go and see a house that Angela is getting done, redoing, renovating, and she's going to sell it. Angela's saying that she is $2 million in debt from buying investment properties and renovating them and then trying to sell them. I don't know if it's the location or the price point, but she's not being successful in this real estate game. She's $2 million in debt. The house that she was showing, her and Charles just walk in to make sure everything was done, and she was already complaining like he could have done there. Look at the baseboards. He could have fixed the drywall over here. It almost seemed like it wasn't complete, nor did they clean up. She was mad that he left like some like curtain type thing on the window. Um, and then she starts talking. Oh, she says that the house was selling for 440. She had it on the market for 440 and now it's back down to 388 what she actually paid for it. So if she does sell it, she's not going to really see a big return, a very small return. She listed it for 465 and it's back down to 388. It's back down to 388. And so she's a little bummed about that. She and Charles start having a conversation about what happened with the mother, right? And what the mother said the conversation was about and how it escalated. And she is apologizing to Charles for not hearing his side of the story and automatically taking her mom's side. And he was like, don't worry about it. So I don't know if Charles just doesn't want to show emotion because the cameras are there, but he gives very much keep your distance, lady, like to his wife. He is very much has a energy field of stay back, like stay away. To the point where after she apologizes and she's clearly emotional, she was like, I'm gonna cry, and she's doing like this. He's just looking at her. And then when she goes, after she apologizes to him and gets a little bit more emotional, she goes, can I have a hug? And it's really sad to me. And me my feelings about that, and based on experiences that I've had, I know whether a person cares about me when I express vulnerability and they move towards me, right? Whether it is to comfort me, whether it is to hug me, whatever, if you move towards me as I'm expressing, I'm being vulnerable with you and you're seeing me emotional, if you don't make any effort to comfort me in any way, whatever way it looks like, because not everybody wants to hug people, but if you don't make an effort to comfort me, I'm literally going to register that in my head that you don't care. That's for me. That's how I feel. So the way that when she was crying in the kitchen, Charles was just looking at her. He made zero movements to comfort her. He didn't walk towards her. He didn't put his arms around her. She actually had to ask to be comforted. And then he goes, "Tell your mama to comfort you," joking, but barely even hugs her. He doesn't embrace her. So for me, I'm like, are you not wanting to show emotion for the camera? Or do you just want to keep this? You're just not this emotional, connective, like connecting to your wife when she's like literally crying, apologizing to you, right? And there's no step forward to comfort her. So she invites him, I don't know why, but she invites him to Brisket's event. Now, she's having an event called Bare and Naked for a shapewear line that she decided to create because after she had her BBL and her body, the lower half of her body looks like a P, she said that the shapewear that they give you, the faja that they give you, it wasn't quality. So I guess she's gonna figure out another distributor outside of Alibaba and fucking Timu to bulk buy some shapewear and sell to the people, right? That's what that is like when I think about a business structure that this woman is going to create, it's giving Alibaba bulk buy, slap my label on it and send it and give it to people in the framework that, oh, when I got my BBL, the shapewear that I got wasn't quality. So I decided that I saw a gap in the market and people who need quality fajas. Girl, they're all out there. Again, she gives me the type of person who will bulk buy from Alibaba. Like, remember when they said Whitney was buying her jewelry from Alibaba? So that's what she's doing. And it doesn't make, she wants to have it Kentucky Derby style, where the girls are wearing, wearing fancy hats and stuff like that at this golf course. She wants to have the event. So Angela invites Charles to this event. Not sure why. When we get to her event, she pulls up, and apparently the party planner has not started decorating. They have not set up. The party planner was late. So Brit is like nervous because yeah, you're a flop, and I'm sure the imposter syndrome was running rampant in your system. Like your nervous system was probably really out of whack because you're trying to give an impression that you're a classy woman, and not so much, girl. You gotta clear the internet. What did Kenya say? There's some dust in the corner. They didn't clear the internet like you thought they cleared the internet. So she wants to give an impression that she's a classy girl, but then also on a golf course, and then expect these women. So Kelly and Shamia get there first, and nothing is set up. They are barely setting up, and even Brisket is like, "Don't you love the event?" And Shamia's looking like, "Oh, I'm excited. I'm waiting to see what you have in store." So she was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go play golf." And mind you, these women are dressed like they're going to the Kentucky Derby, right? In that their hats, they have heels on and feathers and shit. And so they get in these golf carts and they go out on the green, and it makes absolutely no sense. It doesn't go together. And that's what everybody's like, how does the shapewear and this golf course country club party, it doesn't go together? So that's what's happening. She says she wants to give everybody a taste of Brit Easy's life, and I don't know. I don't feel like this is your life for real. Like, I feel like more down at a club in Las Vegas with bottle girls and sparklers. I feel like that's your vibe, girl, not the golf course. I'm not buying it. I said, how stupid they must feel with those cameras out there on the golf course, like overdressed dummies. Drew said, I don't know what bare naked has to do with the country club. Maybe there'll be some naked bears there. I don't know. So because the party planner was late to the event, when she set the event up, there was only supposed to be a table for the cast to sit down and eat, but everybody else, I guess they wanted those high tables that it was only supposed to be drinks for everybody else. But the party planner put menus and placemats on all the tables, which gave an impression that everybody was going to have food. And Miss, I want to get a taste of, I want everybody to get a taste of Brit Edie's life. These other guests were not going to be able to taste the food because they only had enough for the cast. Girl, what? You only had enough food for the cast?
Tired ass, po ass, raggedy ass, slow ass niggas.
So now people are sitting down at the tables with the placemats and the menus there, right? But they're not going to be served food because she doesn't have food for them. Charles is there. Everyone is sitting around at tables just drinking. I mean, they literally, it was very awkward the way it was looking. And then like Porsha shows up, Drew shows up to the event, and everybody's really confused. Like, what does this have? What does one thing have to do with another? I guess she just wanted to have a classy event. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Maybe you should have called Kenya's party planner. I don't know. So they all go inside. I guess they missed playing golf because she only went to play golf with Shamia and Kelly. None of the other women went to play golf. So they're all standing out. Even Shamia goes, "This is since I've been here, this is the first time you offered me a drink." The drinks weren't ready. Nothing was ready when Shamia and Kelly showed up. So everybody's hugging each other. Charles is there. They decide to go inside. She says, "Oh, we were supposed to be out here having drinks, but it wasn't set up. It wasn't set up. It was a very poor execution." So they go inside, they sit down. She is panicking. Brisket is panicking, which I'm sure, like, again, that imposter syndrome, right? Girl, you're a different type of caliber of a woman. This is not it. You're not a country club girl. You're not. You are a club girl, a nightclub girl, not a country club, nightclub, okay? That's what it's giving. What do they call them? Bottle girls with the sparklers and things like that. Cynthia shows up. She looks nice. Cynthia, again, not useful at all in the scene. They sit down at the table. When they sit down at the table, all of a sudden, Angela says, so Charles doesn't have a side baby. Girl, what? Just all of a sudden, everybody's looking around like, okay, so why are you saying this? So she said, well, because they're rumors, right? And she wanted to clear it up. Then Brisket goes, and I'm not one of Charles's whores. And he was like, he's sitting at the table. Mind you, the only men at the table are Lavender Mike and Grumpy Charles. So the two of the men who look like they do not want to be there at all. Okay? Girl, every time you cut to Lavender Mike, he's looking like, what do you want, boss? I'm ready to take any orders from any man who's more masculine than me, because I need to show how masculine I am by doing somebody's bidding for them. That's what he gives for me. He gives do boy, right? That's what he gives to me. So the girl stands up and she explains why she comes up with her shapewear line. She gives the women boxes, which looks like when you open it, there will probably be some donuts in there, some donut boxes she gives them. And they open, and it's just the shapewear, no tissue, no nothing. She just straight from the docks, from Alibaba to your front step. She got you. And that's what it was giving. No tissue, no nothing in the box, just shapewear. Then she shades Angela by giving her an extra large shapewear. She was like, whatever, girl. Whatever it is. So then when she says, I'm not one of Charles's whores, Charles looks at her like, I don't fool with whores. And she was like, no, okay, what I'm just saying. So Angela starts laughing. She's like, no, what I'm just saying is because we have some words, and Angela said that I could be one of your whores. And he was looking like, and everybody at the table, Porsha at the table was like, what the fuck? Like, what are you talking about? Like, this is crazy. Like, what are y'all talking about? It was just very awkward. It was very, very awkward. So she says, you guys need to have a conversation, and we need to have another conversation. And then Kelly tells Drew, okay, so when you guys have the conversation, make sure you tell the truth before the conversation. And for some reason, I really think that Kelly is going to eat those words. I really feel like that is something that's going to come back to Kelly, where when you start a conversation, you're going to have to start with the truth. I have a feeling that's going to come back to her. Kelly keeps defending Brit, and fast forward to present day, they don't even speak. They're acting like Drew is the biggest liar because she said she was Michael Jordan's cousin. I literally think that Drew was joking. Like, girl, you didn't know I was Michael Jordan's cousin. You know, when I come down here and I talk about Robert Dinero and I say no relation, or I talk about R. Kelly and I say no relation, right? It's a joke. It's a joke. And that's what y'all have to go on, that Drew is a liar. No, I think for me, when I call Drew a liar, it's because when she comes to the scenes, she is acting. I feel literally like she is acting. It's something that's not reaching to the people. She's acting. Although, like I said earlier, she's showing her entire life. When she's in the scene, it just seems like she's like, I'm coming to work. Like, when you go to work, go to work. I don't know. But I will never forget the getting ready for a scene with Kenya. I was like, okay, so she's really at work. This is her job. Like, okay, you're not friends with any of these women. You might be cool with Angela and might be cool with Cynthia, but then what happened after that? They're holding on to Drew, saying, okay, Shamika has a lot of nerve calling Drew a liar when her best friend Porsha grows another tooth every time she lies. Shamia is a lame for the village whore. It's a terrible look. It is. It is really a bad look. It's not good. And the fact that she claimed to be a proud lap dog by posting that picture of her sitting on Portia's lap, even after we have watched Porsha mistreat you, and you're still there, it's tired. It's so tired, and you look lame with your pompadour. You look lame by going up for somebody who all of us can see that she mistreats you, and you're just there like, it's really sad. So she was like, I know that at the event I was called a lapdog. And she was like, well, basically, the way that you took back, so Shamia took back to Porsha that Drew said she would be able to pay for Pilar's college based on her and this and working with Dennis McKinley, right? So we know that Porsha is going around acting like Drew is offering her body in exchange for beats and studio time. Miss, I was trapped in the closet at R. Kelly's house with a bucket in the corner. You got a lot of nerve doing things in exchange for money. Saying other people will do it. Girl, please.
You don't have them now? He put your ass out. Next time, don't get married for a check. One day you will be black.
Please. Girl, I cannot stand Porsha or Phaedra. I cannot. But anyways, so you, Shamia, you took back to Porsha that I said that I could pay for Pilar's college. And I don't appreciate you taking things and twisting my words just to be in Porsha's good graces. I don't have respect for that. And I love that Drew said it. Matter of factly, in your face, to your face. I don't respect you going back because you know Porsha has a problem with you being here. So what are you going back and taking her little tidbits of what people are saying so that she can have problems with them instead of and forgetting that she doesn't really want you on the fucking show with her? We haven't forgot. So whatever you take back to Porsha and twist my words so that you can be in her good graces, I don't respect it. And then Shamia was like, well, that was a little too, that was really harsh. Well, it was harsh what you said. What else you got? What else you got going on? What else? And then so then Shamia acts like she don't want to listen to what Drew has to say. Drew saying, I didn't mean that intentionally. I was saying something because I was mad. And we all say things to each other when we're mad. I'm trying to apologize. She's like, I don't want to hear it. Oh, what she say? She was like, you're being immature. She was like, what is that in dog years? And she was like, yeah, you're acting like an old elderly dog. Yes, in dog years. Yes, that's what you acting like. So then Britney gets up and acts like she's going to bring order. Little Miss Chaos Queen, Little Miss Pistols, Little Miss Whips. You guys need to take this conversation elsewhere. Portia's like, we're not going outside, girl. It looks like it's raining outside. We're not going outside. She was like, well, we're not, this is a classy event and we're not going to have this conversation here. Cynthia gets up and leaves. Drew gets up. They start getting up and leaving. Cynthia got up and left. She was like, I didn't come here to get dressed up to sit around for this. So she gets up and leaves. Thanks everybody. She leaves with her box of donuts. And that was the end of the end of that scene. Everybody left. Everybody left. And then Angela confirmed that what Drew said wasn't harsh. So we're back to Shamia just trying to bring some mess to Porsha. I said it's weird for Cynthia to be sitting at a table with a group of women who are literally not in her friend group. It's really sad. And then Phaedra, Drew signs her record deal. She signs a contract. But before she signs a contract, she wants to call Dennis because she wants to straighten everything out because Porsha is going around saying that Dennis is saying that Drew wants to offer her body in exchange for studio time. So she wants to straighten everything out before she signs a contract to work with him in this way to move forward. So she calls him on FaceTime. She tells him what Porsha said. And he was like, first of all, studio time ain't free. I wanted to work with you because I feel like basically you have something that needs to be shown. We want to get you on the other side. Don't listen to what I ain't worried about what Porsha has to say. And you shouldn't either. Really, it should be nothing. What Porsha cannot control Dennis. Porsha has literally nothing to say. Now I could see if Drew was trying to babysit Pilar and didn't consult Porsha and she took a babysitting job. Now I can see you consulting Porsha. But anything outside of that, you don't need to consult Porsha for nothing. Just because she sat on his lap, okay, doesn't mean that she gets to say how he works with other people, whether she brings it to the show or not. Sorry, you don't have no control of that. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with that. She doesn't have to. What do I have to talk to Dennis about? Me working with him in music. The only reason I would need to talk to Dennis about something concerning you is if I was trying to babysit Pilar. Okay, that's it. That's the only thing. That's where I am with it. So they squash it. She signs her deal, and she got her deal signed. So then we see Porsha pull up to Phaedra's house. Phaedra comes to the door. They're so excited, happy to see each other. Porsha is telling Phaedra she needed her energy. I need your energy here. They're sitting down, catching up. Phaedra is telling her about the guy that she's still dating, Sheck, I presume. She said he's 30 years old. Porsha is so excited about it, right? Because Phaedra has all the things. She has all the things. Because, like, whether we like it or not, I don't think any man can put Phaedra out of anywhere. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So whether we like Morticia or not, Morticia Parks or not, nobody can kick her out of anything. You over there trying to get with older men so you can secure a bag for you and your mother. instead of attaining your assets yourself and building a portfolio for yourself, that nobody can put you, Pilar, and Diane out of anywhere where you got to go back and live with your mama after she moves that nigga that she moved in out. Phaedra don't have to do none of that at all. So you sitting there, congrats, she can date younger because she already has what you want. You dating older instead of getting your own, right? Hustling backwards like a bitch in survival mode. Sorry. Even though she says she took care of everything, you didn't take care of everything the way you should have, right? The fact that you even married a man like that says all that I need to know. All that I need to know. So they're sitting down, catching up. Nothing, they cut out, if Porsha talked about her life with Simon at all, they cut it out because Phaedra knows Simon, right? They all do these trips to Ghana, to Africa together, right? All of them, quad, all of them, all of them, all of them. Okay, so they sit down. She wants to invite Phaedra to Grenada, and she calls Shamika and Kelly, and they all get on the thing. When I tell you that lady looks like so yellow to me, I am so glad they showed Phaedra. They showed a montage from the beginning of Phaedra, and then Phaedra has on Drew's wig, that red wig that Drew had on in the previous season. Phaedra had on that red wig, orange red wig. Did she have it on the previous season or this season? Well, they had on the same wig. Anywho, oh, that's a monster. When I tell you that's a monster, that little emoji monster, it's giving Tokyo Tony. That's what it was giving. So, anyways, they show a montage of Phaedra and how she left on a bad note, and everybody, we're human, and everybody makes mistake, and he who has not sinned cast the first stone, all this other shit she's saying, right? They show Apollo, they show everything, right? And she's back and she's happy to be home, girl. And the irony that Phaedra and Porsha are there and Kenya and Candy are not, and it's just ironic to me. And these are the people, and then they still can't even anchor. That's the crazy part. You need Nene, you need Kenya. You need Kenya and Nene. You really do. Because y'all have proven that when the top performers leave, nobody is picking up the slack. Nobody. Not none of them. Get in the comments and tell me who's picking up the slack for Nene and Kenya. I'm going to clean my glasses while you get in the comments and tell me. That was pretty much the end of the episode. They invite the girl to Grenada and they said they're going to have a good time and have a fun time. And that was the end of it, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode, about Phaedra being back in the last 10 minutes of the episode. This is literally Drew's wig. Let me take a screenshot of this. Anyways, I gotta go. I don't have to go. I'm gonna come back and make another video, but this is the end of this video. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment. Let me know you stopped by. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the episode if you watched it. In your opinions about Phaedra coming back and how they really couldn't. The girls, they haven't been. They're not. I don't know. I don't think they'll ever be able to recover from Kenya and Candy and Nene not being there. I don't think Porsha can anchor. I don't think we saw what Phaedra did on Married to Medicine. You saw what she did. Nothing, right? So I don't assume or presume that she is going to do anything here. And the fact that they gave her like an intro spot, gave her a peach and all this other stuff, that shit is crazy to me. So she's happy to be back. Morticia Parks. So y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Peace.